And it says we're live. It is Thursday night. I'm here. You're beautiful. That must mean it's time for GotBot Goes live. I want to send a huge shout out before I get started here to Anthony. I assume he's probably going to come in here. He and I were talking literally just before I went on. He was sort of hoping to be a guest to talk about the reveals today. Fun fact, I don't use any of the external systems, or I haven't up to this point, any of the external systems like a StreamYard or anything. I've always used the built-in live feature on YouTube because it's just what I've used for right or wrong. That being said, I think that's a thing that they should try and build into their system, if I'm being perfectly honest about it. Today was my last day with my students. Tomorrow is my last day for the year. It has been breakneck busy, and I'm going to address something about that just after I do the kind of main intro. So, of course, I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, a.k.a. GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe while you're out. Light 'em up, baby. Ooh, that was a loud one. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All that in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. It's been a very, very busy week. I apologize kind of slightly for the countdown on Monday. As I explained in that list, some of the stammering over certain things occurred because I was trying to get the list done and get it out to you guys with very limited time. And then I had a couple of people who came back and said, you should get pictures off the internet and put them in there for, all the characters. First of all, sometimes I do that. Second of all, that's exponentially more work for editing. Exponentially. I actually want to try and avoid doing it altogether. I don't like doing it. Nobody has any idea how much extra work that is. Some people said you should put it up here in the corner while you're talking. My editing program that I use doesn't allow for overlapping like that, unfortunately. Maybe at some point I'll use something different or better, but right now it's not a capability that mine has. So as somebody who's looking to actually streamline and shorten the workflow, adding in more pictures, especially people who want it done in both modes, no, I'm not going looking for 20 images and then editing all those images and then trying to put them in. It's too much editing, too much. What I did do for that review was for Override, I actually linked in a card my review of Override. But I mean, by now I can't imagine any Transformers fan not knowing what Override looks like. I'm not even a Unicron Trilogy fan, and even I know what she looks like. Then there was a Skid Z from RID 2001. A lot of people might not know what he looks like, but I mean, it's easy enough to see him after. I haven't reviewed him either, so I wasn't able to link a card to that one. And then the very first one at number 10 was I don't remember. I'm not going to lie, but I know I didn't have number 10 either, and that's too bad. But again, it was one that I don't remember who it was now. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. But again, I can't imagine a Transformers fan not knowing it. Was it an ideal way to do that particular list for the race cars? No, it wasn't. But I'm still glad I did it because, you know what, you guys vote, and it's my responsibility, if somebody puts the question out there, to get it out in a timely manner, the way that I try to do. Luckily, now that the summer is coming up, you might start to see a couple of experiments, a couple of little changes to the channel, hopefully. There's going to be a big push on trying to get Season 3 of Universal Collision up and going when I finish the season finale of Season 2. So that's a couple of big things I'm hoping, fingers crossed, to do this summer. We'll see how well it works out. I hope you guys are having a tremendous week yourselves. Of course, I'm going to get ready here. The weekend is almost upon us. Naturally, we're going to talk about the reveals from this morning. Though, that being said, I wasn't exactly blown away. And some of it I thought was pretty interesting, pretty good. Some of it I'm a little bit sad about, and I'll explain why I'm a bit sad about it. Some of it is pretty cool. But the stuff I'm stoked about, The stuff I'm stoked about is because I enjoy the characters or the products, but unfortunately, the way the business is being done to roll it out puts a real wet blanket on it. And I'll talk about that in just a little bit when we get to it. So let's see. Hey, Steven, picked up Legacy Blitzwing today. I got to be honest. Right now, I'm thinking far too rich for my blood for what it is you're getting. I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. I can't speak to it, but I'm not jumping on it. Not for $80. I got to be honest. I'm struggling to see that much value of that, especially over the Titans return. I see a waste. Waste is nice. It's interesting though. Tomorrow I'm going to be reviewing Animated Blitzwing, and I actually talk about the Legacy Blitzwing there because I feel like a lot of my views of Animated Blitzwing will be similar to what they are for the Legacy one. I didn't like the Siege Earthrise Astro Train at all. I was not a fan. I infinitely like the Titans Return better. So if it's like that, then I'm not going to be a fan. If it's better than that, I might be a fan. But everybody was like, that Astro Train is amazing. No, he wasn't. The proportions were awful. When he bent his leg, like his whole thigh was gone. He didn't need all that junk. I got mine on sale, and I still felt like I overpaid for it. It was a small Voyager with a bunch of junk. I don't know. It wasn't for me. If you liked it, cool, you win. I know he was popular, but I was not impressed with that. I had instant buyer's remorse. I knew he was popular, but he wasn't the Astro Train for me. Will Blitzwing be different? I don't know. Possibly. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, I can only say right now kind of how I feel about stuff because I haven't had it in hand. And there are times when I've been very skeptical about stuff, get it in hand by hook or crook, and been really impressed with it. So I'm not going to say anything for sure. I will say this, though. That plane is trash. Tank's okay. Robot looks okay, but that plane mode is trash. Hey, Brian. Hey, Marcus. Hey, Ultra Marcus. Hey, Lee. Hey, Waspinator. Devlin. Hey, Live. Mike. Hey, Anthony. I mean, again, the Blitzwing, like, he's not out in my country. I don't even know when he's slated to come out. I thought the race car rules were good. Yeah, and the race car rules were good. I don't understand why people kept voting for sports cars. And then they say, yeah, but they raced on this race on Velocitron. Yes, maybe they raced in a race. Maybe they raced in a street race. That didn't mean that they were a race car. So it was really clear, right? Like, I specifically said race car. If I wanted Sunstreaker or Sideswipe to be counted, then I would have said sports car. And you know what? That's probably a future list. But this was race cars. They have the numbers. They have the sponsors on them. They are actually described by their alt mode officially as race cars, because there were a couple of iffy ones. I was like, hot rod, I don't know, but he's described, because I thought he was a futuristic sports car. Wrong. He's described as futuristic race car. Blur described as futuristic race car. I would have guessed hover car maybe or something, but futuristic race car. So by definition, I couldn't disqualify them, right? I know some people really want Knockout to be on there. Knockout had some street races. I get it, but street racing is mostly illegal and shouldn't be happening. So he shouldn't have been racing, right? Not saying everywhere, but in most places it is. So he wouldn't count really. Some people said that he raced on Velocitron. Yes, but when you look up the description of him with his alt mode, it's consistently sports car, right? Not race car. So that's why he got disqualified. But I would say keep him in mind, because if we do a sports car list, and Knockout could be a strong contender, right? Hey, Brian. Hey, Jay. Hey, Dragonfly. Laptop died. We got a leak somewhere. It's a small one. I don't think it's a big deal, but it's just a nuisance. No one coming Saturday. Yeah, I hate when that stuff happens. Today's presentation changed my mind on 3 figures. I went from only wanting 2 and now looking for 5. Wow. I'm none of it blew me away. I'm not going to lie. None of it blew me away. Half of them I didn't even know. We'll talk about it a bit. Not bad. It's not bad, but we'll talk about it a bit. Hey, Bacon. Or Bacon. Blue Raccoon, sorry. It's been a long day with the it's been a long day. Had the kids for my last day today. And I mean, you know what it's like on the last day with the kids, right? You know? Hey, Devlin. That jumped way down there. GotBot doesn't like. I do like stuff, but like a lot of this is very Unicron Trilogy-ish, and I don't care about Unicron Trilogy. There are a couple of things that I like. Got my Astro Train from Ross for 20 US. Yeah, like, but even that, like, I wasn't impressed with it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it nearly as much as the Titan's Return. Not close. I didn't like the transformation. I didn't like the robot. The shuttle had a big gap on it. I didn't like it. They should have developed it more or something. I don't know. It wasn't for me. That's all. It wasn't for me. The jungle here, and I had to race on and what old timer to get here. Wow. I saw some of them. However, when it comes to Legacy Minerva, I wished it was a Headmaster and definitely not a Walgreens exclusive. However, I definitely get a lot. I'm definitely getting a lot of the Velocitron Speedia 500. I don't know why people are so blown away with this. I shall be your teacher this summer, Dennis. Yeah. Well, you're going to have to try and I got a busy summer, so you're going to have to try and catch me, buddy. But hopefully there's some things I do want to try. For sure. By the time school is back in session, Dennis will have new tricks in the bag. Hopefully, right? Knockout is an Aston Martin, sort of. Well, yeah, kind of. Knockout also did Disobey Starscream and Racing. Hey, all, happy Thursday. Hey, Ultra Megatronus. I think you got your caps lock on, buddy. As we go down. Hey, Maximal 10. Missed the reveal today. Yeah, we'll talk about it, man. We'll talk about it a bit. Hey, Grimlock Gun. Happy you're here. By the way, our little unpackaging today is courtesy of Grimlock Gun. I want Black Convoy. I want Clamp. Yeah, I'm going to talk about all that in a bit. Sorry. I know I'm making it hard on you. My wife was trying to get it passed. Going to be busy with all the goodies. Goodies is like, I think we're using the word goodies a little fast and loose there, Maximal 10. Your Collectors Club grapple has turned yellow. Yeah. I can hear Starscream wife. As a ninja, she was not successful.
Oh, yeah, well, I wasn't trying to be a ninja. I was trying not to knock over the light.
Yeah, there's a light right there, and she's doing her best not to knock it over. Good for you, though. You done all right. You done all right, kid. You done all right. All right, let's... You know what? You know what you could do for me?
What?
Is my pen still over on... My silver pen still over on my night table?
Yeah.
Could I have it? I meant to bring it over with me. I use it to mark off the news as I do it. Yeah? Okay. Thanks for the pen.
You're welcome.
People saying, hey, Starscream wife.
Hi, guys.
Okay, so first things first. Monopoly. Anybody like the game Monopoly? Because there's a Beast Wars edition coming, and the Beast Wars edition looks pretty cool. It has pieces that are Predacon and Maximal, of course, as you'd expect. We have, like, there's golden discs included. There's Energon cubes included. Some of the properties include things like the Biodome and the Ark and the Floating Mountain and all this sort of stuff. So, like, a lot of, I mean, it's Monopoly, but of course there's a ton of nods to Beast Wars. And we know that there's a lot of properties that get done as Monopoly. So if you like Beast Wars, maybe this is the Monopoly game for you. I think it's pretty cool. A lot of the news, for the record, a lot of the news comes from T-Formers. So if you want to see kind of more depth of the story, certainly check out T-Formers because they certainly got it over there. Minerva was unofficially revealed. Look, as soon as we saw the Legacy Elita one, I said immediately, that's Minerva, right? Like, come on, like, we all know it's going to be Minerva, right? And sure enough, it looks like it's going to be Minerva. It looks like she doesn't have the headmaster gimmick, which I guess is a bummer. I get that. I agree. I don't know if she can be headmastered. Like, if anybody went back and looked at my review of the Generations Nightbeat, I got rid of his head and I put in a Titan Master port and I used the Titan Master head on him, and now he's a headmaster, right? I don't know if something like that could be done with Minerva. Now, that being said, while I would certainly like to have Minerva, I'm not like, I don't feel a need to go crazy to get her. I think that she's a good fit for an exclusive. It's too bad she's exclusive, but I think she's a good fit because she's going to be niche enough that really only the hardcore fans, I think, are going to want her. If she went out at mainline retail everywhere, I don't know if she's well known enough for anybody to care. Honestly, I mean, RC is well known and she struggled to sell. I don't know how Minerva would do. I like her, but I don't know how Minerva would do. She's Walgreens in the US. I assume that she's going to be, hold on. I don't know how she's going to be received. I assume here, since she's a Walgreens in the US, I assume if she comes here, it's going to be through GameStop. That's usually what happens in our neck of the woods. I can't say we get everything, but usually that's kind of the way it goes here. I don't know. We'll have to see. Right? The Target stuff tends to go to Toys R Us here. So we'll have to see. I like her. Assuming it's true, which I can't imagine that it isn't, I think I'm in for her. I don't really want the Alita one, but I think I'm in for that mold as Minerva. So take that for what you will. AzureSea Studio, they showed off a number of statues. They showed off their bludgeon, which looks wild. He stands about 31 inches. So, like, you're talking, say, like HasLab Unicron on his stand, right? You need about that height for this statue. Then there's the Optimus Prime, also 31. The Nemesis Prime is 37. The Starscream stands at 26. And there's a Windblade who's pretty beautiful and stands at 22. So these are very intricate, very detailed, also very large statues. That's what they are. They're statues. So they're pieces of art. I don't know what the price tags are. I assume that there's a high price tag on these things. There usually is. Anybody who's interested, the storyboards basically for SOS Dinobots and Sea Charge. By the way, SOS Dinobots looks a little rushed to me, but they are up courtesy of like the same Marvel Sunbow archives, right? Again, I think if you check out T-Formers, you'll probably be able to see like pictures of the storyboards anyway, kind of in-house. So it's just a cool piece of history that we as fans don't usually get privy to see. So it's kind of neat to be able to see it because we all know those two episodes, pretty classic. It's nice to kind of look back and see like where it began, see those early sketches of what was being mapped out, what was being laid out for the episode, right? And kind of that behind the scenes, behind the curtain, you know? Interesting little note. Speaking of GameStop, it was discovered in Canada. I plan to check this out myself, probably tomorrow after work, to be honest with you. That evidently at GameStop, there's an SDCC Generations listing for $109.99 Canadian, about $85 US. I don't know what would be 110 Canadian, honestly. Some people have speculated and said that it might be an SDCC exclusive 2-pack of Orion packs, and this guy using the like Scourge Sweep Studio Series 86 mold. I get that this version of Alphatron was not popular. I got him and I liked him because we never had an Alphatron. I don't hate this. It's definitely stylized, but this always seemed like, I don't know, like a younger, bulkier, stronger, heftier Alphatron to me. It's too bad we didn't get the like Lio Convoy or Leo Prime or whatever you want to call them with this mold like they did in Japan, but I never had a problem with this. I was okay with it. That being said, I'm not gonna lie. The Studio Series Scourge with the right remolding, I mean, would be a pretty spot on Alpha Trion. I gotta say, this is definitely stylized. That would be spot on. What would be used as the Orion packs? I honestly don't know. I don't think it'd be a new mold, but I don't know what would be used as it or what would make sense to be used as Orion packs. But I don't know. It's one of those things like might be worth having the pre-order in on if you don't like it. I mean, you're not tied to it with GameStop. That's one of the nice things about GameStop. So we'll see. I'll do a bit more digging with my sources and see if I can find anything more about that. But the rumor is 2-pack. That's a rumor, no confirmation. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Matrix Workshop showed off Energon swords for Studio Series Bumblebee RC. I don't remember her having Energon swords in the movie, but what do I know, right? Maybe she did. Maybe she did. I don't know. Could be. Let me check in with you guys before we go on. But again, if you want Energon swords for your Studio Series 86 or Studio Series Bumblebee RC, check out Matrix Workshop. They got your back, man. Let's see here. That Cosmos looks something. I'm not going to say it looks good. I don't think it looks good, and I'll explain why. I think with Legacy, it's only going to attract different age groups, certain. But despite the non-headmaster, I'm still in on Minerva. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Lee. Like, she's not perfect, but she's for a niche group, and it'll work fine for me, you know? I never know how to play Monopoly. It's not a lot to it. You're given money, you roll the dice, you land on the properties, you decide if you want to buy them. If you happen to get all of the same color, you can start building hotels and houses. I'm sure with something like Beast Wars, it's it's different, but it's not that hard. I'd be interested to know what it is that trips you up. I'm down for that Monopoly. I like Monopoly. I finally got the black Ironhide today. Yeah, the DK9. He's going to be my Shattered Glass Ironhide. I ordered it a long time ago. It's nice. Reminds me of the Trailbreaker, but a van. I can see that. Base Monopoly is 20 US. Not willing to pay 60 US for. Oh, I'm not willing to pay. I'm not willing to pay Hasbro prices. That's insane. Select Nightbird equals Ninja with arthritis. Yes, I agree. She deserves better. I love the G1 version of Monopoly. G1 version of Monopoly. Oh, yeah, the G1 version of Monopoly. Yeah, that's pretty good, too. Escalators and eels? Whoa. I assume that's your version of Snakes and Ladders. Monopoly, best way to lose friends. No. Mario Kart. That's the best way to lose friends and family. That's what my wife says. The Monopoly is quite pricey. Of course it's pricey. I mean, we all know what it is, right? Let's see. If I want a Minerva, I'd get Fantasy, but I don't need her either. That's fair. I mean, I can get that. Let's see. I gotta go up because it jumped on me. Where did it jump on me? Oh yeah, the scammers. Thanks, guys. So sick of exclusives. Agreed. I don't like exclusives. They're not fun. Like, they're not special. They're just annoying nuisances now. Minerva is not a headmaster, but looking at how small the headspace is under the chassis, I think a headmaster would be too big. Minerva will be what? Minerva will be in GameStop. I assume she's going to be in Canadian GameStop. I haven't heard anything, but I would assume. Yeah, I don't need to set it to members only. That's fine. I don't really know how Minerva too much can. Yeah, I know members equal subscribers, but sometimes people aren't subscribers and come in anyway, so I don't want to do that. Let's see. I'm going to skip some of the stuff here. Yeah, you can restrict comments a lot of ways, actually. SDCC is also the Unicron Funko Pop. I said last week that I thought he was a 6-inch one. He's not. He's a 10-inch one, so he's a big pop. Also cool is the exclusive Serpentor. I thought he looked pretty neat too. There's a lot of Funko Pop exclusives. I mean, why not? They're easy. You do a mold, you put it out there. It doesn't do anything. Just looks good, right? So I think the Serpentor looks cool. The Unicron is bigger than I thought, substantially. So I don't know if you're into pops and you want a 10-inch tall Unicron, they got you covered. They got you covered. I love the Titans Return Alpha Trion. Me too. My friend was, let's see, what? My friend was thinking taking my girlfriend and her sister to San Diego for the Comic-Con. That'd be cool. Orion Pax is going to be a cup retool. Yeah, that would probably make sense. Yeah, that would make sense. You guys got it. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Good point. Good point. Let's see. For me, Transformers is like, what? Pokemon. Got to get them all. Yeah, that sounds like an addiction to me. And Pokemon was long after my time. RC laser swords are an anime call. I know it's an anime callback. I don't know why they would do it with the B one, but okay, whatever. If you like it, cool. Someone's trying to spam you. Oh, yeah, people are always trying to spam me, man. Let's see. You guys are chatty today. So are some of the spam people. Hey, Sovereign. A lot of them coming out to tonight. Hey. Hey, Caldio. Hey, Chris. Hey, Ken. Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, of course somebody's targeting me. Naturally, I'm a loudmouth. That's usually what they do with loudmouth, right? Studio Series Galvatron. I mean, I like his paint, but I gotta be honest, I don't particularly like the truck mode because I think there's a lot of junk on back. I feel like the main body is very boxy. I'm gonna say something controversial. I prefer the Age of Extinction Voyager to the new one. Not because I think it's better. I'm sure the new one functionally is better, and it certainly has a smaller backpack. But I prefer the Age of Extinction because I feel like it has more character and contours and shapes. I feel like this version of the Age of Extinction Galvatron is a little too boxy for the Galvatron, if that makes sense. And he has a lot of hollowness. Like there's a picture where his arm is up, and like all of that form is just hollow, like jello, buddy. It's so funny. I remember in 2019, 2020, when everybody was like, the prices are going up because there's no hollowness. It's so great. And I said, it ain't going to last. There you go. It's already not lasting. I don't know. Like, it's all right, but I prefer the original over the Studio Series Galvatron. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe you like the Studio Series one better. I think it has better paint. I don't know if it's better overall. As for the truck, I like the cab of both. I don't think the back of either is good. The back of the Age of Extinction one is not great. But the back of the new one just, I don't know, it doesn't look good. It looks like janked up to me as well. It's like they haven't figured out how to do the back of that truck mode right yet. I don't know. That's my take on it. Maybe I'm 100% wrong. Could be 100% wrong. TF Nation is going to have a mini-con in March of 2023, March 25th to be exact, much smaller than the main one. The main one will still be in August of 2023. And people going to TF Nation this August will kind of get a sneak peek of what's planned for the March event. So they're kind of trying to expand a little bit. We saw more images of Shuki. I have been wondering a lot how this guy stacks up and scales. And he is taller than MP Hound, but he is smaller than MP Ironhide, for example. I have no earthly idea really where that lands. I think it's somewhere around 7 inches or so, which is kind of like the Super 7 Ultimates. So we're looking at old Voyager size, leaderish size, kinda, sorta, right? There's 6 of them. They make a big bot that apparently goes about Combiner War size, but I think a lot thicker, to be honest with you. So I guess we'll have to see how it plays out. I was wondering how he would actually scale when it came to MP. I feel like because he turns into a train, he's kind of small for MP. Like he's shorter than Ironhide. Shouldn't the train be bigger than a van? I don't know. And maybe that's accurate. I have no idea. But I just found it interesting to see those size comparisons. My ratchet is what? My ratchet is greening. Oh, wait. I don't have ratchet. Okay. Oh, okay. That was a weird comment, man. Anyone still seen Bop? Have not seen It's been too busy. That's something else that's on my list to watch. You heard about the yellowing issue now hitting Motormaster. I reported the yellowing issue hitting Motormaster last week. Fun fact, there are issues also with Lego, apparently, that specifically relate to the Star Wars sets. So I don't really know the ins and outs of Lego or the Star Wars sets, but I've heard that there's some janky stuff going on with the plastic for those sets as well. As we go down here, Transformium. For your upcoming review on Cyberverse Grimlock, do I have an upcoming review on Cyberverse Grimlock? It sucks. It ties with my SS Revenge of the Fallen Mixmaster and SSRC sister, sorta. I don't even... Do I have one coming up on Cyberverse Grimlock? I don't know. I don't even know if I do. What ones are they bringing back for the PS3? Please say it's for Cyber. I didn't know they're bringing anything back for PS3. Interesting. You can't exactly blame them because the Bay film designs after Dark of the Moon just became a middle finger. I can blame them because it's not following the Bay designs, Keldeo, at all. It's taking the Bay design and flattening it and making it boxy. When the character itself and the contours and whatnot in the design had a lot more curves and structures. Stop making excuses for lazy design. They could have designed it better. They did in the past with Age of Extinction. I just feel like the Studio Series one, I feel like they took a lazy design, put nice paint apps on it, and hoped that the nice paint apps will blind people to the hollowness and lazy design. That's how I feel about that Galvatron. I'll keep the original Galvatron in truck mode and the SS1 in bot mode. Funny enough, Jay, I think if it was me, I'd do the opposite. I think I would put, I don't want either, but I think I would put the original in bot mode and the new one in truck mode. Because I think the truck, while I don't like the back of it, I think it's less egregious than the original. But you know what? You do you. Hey, Timmy. Hey, Albert. Not really feeling Bayformers bots, to be honest. Well, then don't buy them. If he yellows, I'll paint him light green as a movie callback. I love the firefighter autopsy. What? Didn't like Galvatron as a truck. Okay. I have all of the SS Bayformers. Love them. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you love it, like, go for it, man. Just found out that ages 3 and up sells G1 full-size Optimus smokestacks. Okay. Ordered some to replace my G1 reissue with short stacks. Interesting. The trains should be bigger, but it makes sense. Why not? Because they're here in Canada, they're $265 as they are. The Optimus was like $650, $700. That's the MP Optimus was like $650, $700. Like, they don't mind charging insane amounts, and they'll keep doing it as long as people pay it. The only way that they're going to stop is when people say, "Yeah, you know what? Enough's enough. This is you gotta put down the pipe, guys. You gotta put down the pipe." Fun fact, there is a surprise twist in the season ending to BotBot. Yeah, well, don't tell me. I've got to pick up my wife. I hope you're back before the end. Oh, I hope you are, Ken. But you know what? Wife got to come first, man. Fun fact, that fact about yellowing was not fun. That's true. Ultramagnus, I grew up in some Transformers End of Cybertron animated and movie, and yellow green was my first Ratchet. Yeah, the movie guy, right? I mean, when you do a review on Cyber, I don't know if I'll ever do a review on Cyberverse Grimlock. I'm not buying it. Wouldn't the Moon Studio fill that size and price? The Moon Studio is huge. That thing's gigantic. I just saw a review of it before I came on here, actually. Some stability issues, but the build quality seems great. I think he's impressive. I mean, he's definitely for an MP collector, right? I would. Oh, maybe that's what you mean about the size, right? I feel like if you are an MP collector, you should go Moon Studio because I think it's better and I think it's scaled more accurately. Take that for what you want. You didn't miss anything about yellowing plastics. I reported last week how Motor Master is already yellowing, so that's good news. Star Wars Lego sets and Motor Master and some other bots have yellowing issues. I don't know the extent of what's going on with the Lego stuff, but I know that there's some issues there. I'm not saying that Dennis is Wolverine, but I have never seen both of them together. Just saying. And I've also never broken a bone. I've never broken a bone in my life. I was kind of hoping for a look at the remaining 286 Dinobots. Well, everybody keeps saying 86 Snarl, but he has not been announced at all anywhere. Fans have talked about it on the boards. It seems like I heard a rumor that he'll be part of Legacy because he wasn't in the movie, but that he would go with that exact aesthetic because they'll do the whole set. And they said they'll do the whole team. But in the movie, he only had those 2 scenes. I feel like it's a foregone conclusion that they have to do Snarl. I think he's going to be the last one. And I'm not sure if he'll be in Studio Series 86. I hope he is. But he might be in Legacy. What? I'll burn in laughter seeing a Studio Series 86 Heralds of Unicron pack of Galvatron, Cyclonus, Scourge, and 3 Sweep. They're not going to do that. Top 10 Transformer trucks. I got that one in mind, but I feel like number 1 is a foregone conclusion with Optimus. Don't spoil anything about BotBots. No, I don't know. I definitely wouldn't know any voice actors from your childhood because we're different generations. I was hyped because they gave Sideways his movie Weapon, which was unexpected but welcomed, which could mean more video game representations, which could lead to a breakaway. Wow, that's a lot of speculation and hope. A lot of speculation and hope. I hope that it comes true for you. I have Magic Square Optimus 2.0 coming today just because he looks amazing. Okay. It was the voice of Clogstop. Okay. It would be super weird if they left Snarl out. Just saying, it would be weird, but I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that they've stiffed fans. Top 5 songs used in Transformers. I don't see doing music because there's no way. Like most of the songs I don't know, and I can't use any of it because it's all copyright. Snarl is my favorite Dinobot. Lips are zipped on BotBots. Top 5 ways to get copyright. Yeah, right. Right. That was a good one. I like that. Going down through, sticking with Beast Wars. Canine, Pterosaur, and Iguanus are going to be reissued. Small lads, really small, like the Pterosaur was a basic. I'll be very intrigued to see what they try to charge as a price for that. I assume far too much. All the Beast Wars here ended up going on deep clearance. I don't think these 3 will ever make it here because the reissues for G1 failed and they stopped ordering them. We never ever saw an Astro Train. We never ever saw Devastator, never ever saw Soundwave. I don't even know who else came out in the G1 reissues. The last 2 we had were Optimus and Rodimus, and they went down to $7, or sorry, Optimus and Hot Rod, and they went down to $7 and I think $9 respectively. And even then, like, they didn't really sell. The Beast Wars, like the primals, went from 70 to 60 to 49 to 40 to 30 to 20. And then they finally sold when they were at 20, which is what they should have been sold for to begin with. I think for these reissues to sell, at least in Canada, they're not going to sell until the price goes down to about $11, $12, maybe $12.99. I think they sell for that. If they try to charge more for that, it's not going to sell. Not here. Maybe somewhere else, but not here. Soundwave Icons helmet coming out. We've seen the Optimus. We've seen the Megatron. The Soundwave looks pretty cool. I think the most successful of the three is the Megatron. Again, this has LED lights in it. It has number of phrases, things like "I'll talk, no shock," things like "Megatron, what are your orders?" I think there's 3 more. I saw one for, I want to say, $149.99 at our local GameStop. It's gone, so somebody likes the helmets, right? So I go off here just a little bit. I would really like for some chug scale G1 human characters that default looks, they look good on the shelf. Besides, I agree. I agree, honestly. Some of the human characters, it would be a bit of a different line, but I'd be cool with that. Netflix Soundwave really needs a reissue. I'm sure a lot of people weren't able to get their hands on, unless Walmart does it. And I don't know if Walmart's going to order, because honestly, everybody's like, I want that Soundwave. Are you aware of how badly that thing yellows? Like really, really, really badly. Like really badly. Like the forearms, the legs, the little flaps that turn out, the button on the shoulder. Like, it's not, honestly, the Siege is better because at least that doesn't yellow. The only G1 reissue I got is Hot Rod, and I don't regret it at all. He absolutely did kill Optimus, though. Yeah, 100% he did. What do you think about MP Skyfire? I talked about that last week. I don't care. I got the Siege, and I'm more than happy with that. I'll be interested to see who keeps the fans' toys, which I also detest, and who gets the MP. I would like to think the MP is better, but I do think that the Phoenix has the better face, right? I got the Siege. I'm done. I'm done with Skyfires. I'm out. For anybody who's an MP collector, if it was me, if I was an MP collector, I would absolutely trade out the Phoenix for the MP, even though I don't like the face on the MP. I think it's a terrible face sculpt, but I would trade it out because I hated Phoenix. I thought it was awful, enough that it turned me off from Fans Toys as a company. I don't want to handle anything else that they have because I don't find them very good. The Phoenix was broken at a package. Like, come on, man. The Soundwave helmet does look really cool. It does look really cool. I agree. I'm not a cosplay guy or anything, but if I was, I think that'd be a cool helmet for Soundwave. Soundwave helmet should have been a cookie jar with cookie cutters of a cassette. That's weird. I love my Siege Jetfire. I picked up a Fans Toys Phoenix today, since we're speaking of Jetfire. I also pre-ordered Masterpiece Jetfire. Going to be fun comparing them. Good luck. I hope your Phoenix isn't broke, and I hope he doesn't squeak, and I hope you don't break him, because honestly, the leg and foot transformation is awful. It's awful. It's like some of the worst engineering I've ever experienced. I'm sorry. I know that I sound like a broken record, but I didn't enjoy 1 ounce of the experience. Nothing. I was sweating bullets doing the review, afraid that I'd break it further. I didn't, but I was afraid. And a lot of people thought I broke it. I didn't. It was broke when I took it out of the box, and I messaged because I had a loan of it. And I took it out of the box, and he hadn't had it out of the box. And I messaged him before I did the review, and I said, hey, the hinge that the foot is on is broken. I said, do you just want me to bring it back, or do you want me to do the review? He said, no. He said, go ahead and do the review. I said, okay, I'll be super careful. And I was. I don't know. But like, it didn't speak well. And then as I was manipulating stuff, everything was squeaking, and it was terrifying. It terrified me. I use GotBot and Soundwave mask. I don't think anybody wants to see me in a Soundwave mask. So far, I don't have any yellowing. My fingers are crossed for him. I hope you never do. It's a terrible, terrible thing. I should know the legs, the joint, the neck, everything's turning yellow and green on Netflix Soundwave. Oh yeah, the side of his legs turn green too. I don't usually have issues with that stuff because our climate just isn't conducive to it. But even my Soundwave, and I promise you, he's not in any sunlight. Even my Soundwave is pretty yellow. Well, not pretty yellow. He has a spotty yellow, but the overall gray of his legs has. I don't like it's the whole thing is sort of changed. It's still gray, but it's not the gray it was when I bought it. What do you think of the new upcoming Cosmos? Yeah, I'm going to talk about all that. I'm not to it yet. The only MP I have is MPO1, and you got the best one. They should have stopped after MPO1 and called that line good. The Legacy Soundwave would make a what? The Legacy Soundwave. Blue, you're killing me with these comments. I'm having trouble understanding them tonight. The Legacy Soundwave would make a cool satellite, but if he has Ironhide mode, that'll fit as a mobile alt mode. It's the Siege. The Legacy Soundwave is a reissue of the Siege without all the gunk on him. Never be done with Skyfire. Can Siege Jetfire combine with Earthrise Optimus? No. Why would it combine with Earthrise Optimus? In G1, they never did that. You're confusing me, man. I've heard all the horror stories about the Fans Toys Phoenix, but I love Jetfire, so I want them all. I don't get and that's the other thing with me. I don't get the point of having any more than one version of a character. Like, why have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of the same guy? That's just throwing good money after bad in my books. But I mean, to each their own. Some people collect nothing but Megatron or nothing but Optimus or nothing but Starscream. I don't have the room. I wouldn't be able to do that. Like, all along this wall up on top and along up on top there and all of this behind me. That's it. That's my space used up. I got a little bit of space over right there that I don't have a shelf on that I can use, but that's it. After that, I'm tapped out, man. I mean, if you love them, cool. I mean, I got 2 Sieges. I got the Shattered Glass and I got the regular, and I love it. But I don't need any more. Doubter here, but one copy of my Netflix Soundwave has discolored feet. Oh, the feet, yeah. And tabs at front, bottom, and alt mode. Shoot, second copy in box storage is still good. Yeah, but like, you shouldn't have to keep it in box storage. And like people say, like, well, you got to keep it in direct sunlight and it got to be climate controlled. No, it shouldn't have to do that. If you have to go to those extremes for a collectible toy, then you have issues. And the company that you're doing business with has issues because you shouldn't have to do that. It should not be for something mainline. It should not happen. It's inexcusable. I've had people say to me, what if it happens with Star Saber? And I'm like, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started because that is a big ticket item. What if it happens with Star Saber? Or some people have said, what if it happens with the blue that's on the HasLab Unicron? I'm like, well, I think if it was going to happen with him, I think it would be already after happening. I think you're safe there. But can you imagine if it happened there after people spend that kind of money on it? I don't know, man. I think they got a big problem that they're not talking about and they're not addressing. It's scary. Scary, honestly. I may also hope to get Siege Barricade to replace. To replace what? Got my first Toy Hacks labels today, and my SS86 Junk Heap is issuing now. Nice. My Junk Heap is not, as far as I know. I like to buy. It's not hot. I'm scared my Transformers might melt. Ooh, that would be bad. I don't think they're gonna melt, but that would be bad. Shoulder blades, crotch side of the legs are turning greenish on. Oh wow, you got even a lot more turning green on yours than I got, Sovereign. I have disposable income. I'm a true addict when it comes to Transformers. I have 3 Siege Jetfire. Why? Why would you have 3? I have disposable income too, but that's a good way to lose it. Siege Jetfire is my very first bot. Wow, wild. Yeah, the hips on them are a bit wonky. Well, no, my hips are fine, though I know a lot of people have had issues with the hips. Man. Let's see. My Earth mode barricade broke 2 weeks ago. Whoa, that's sad. It would have been like that third-party scandal with the Seekers being a scam and they got crushed pipes instead. If that was the case with HasLab Unicorn, I have no idea, Caldeo, what your comment is or what you're talking about. Not a clue. I've never heard what you're talking about. Crushed pipes on Seekers? I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, they will melt here in Texas this summer. That'd be rough. More annoying bots. You did see the photo, right? I don't know what you're talking about. Are we ever going to get a sunstorm? I doubt it. Hey, Gary. I hit the long shot on the Kentucky Derby and went all in on collecting grails. Good luck on that. I hope not, Megs. I'm not a Sunstorm fan. Posted on my IG. I promise you, I'm busy. I have a job. I don't be looking at IG. I literally boxed up all my War for Cybertron Cybertronian mode figures and have only the Earth mode versions on display. I gave mine away. I got rid of them. My Moon Studio Armbots arrived today, but I won't get home from work till midnight. Oh, that's sad. That is sad. The crushed pipes is based on something from IDW where Overlord crushed pipes in vehicle modes. It doesn't transform, but it's just a display piece for Overlord. Still don't know what you're talking about. Crushed pipes? What pipes are on Seekers? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I'm sure that it makes sense to you because you know what it is, but and if it's comics, I can promise you I'm not going to know. I'm glad that you're here, Gary. I'm glad that you're here, buddy. I'm sorry that I'm sounding a little confused right now, but it's been a heck of a busy week as the end of the year approaches. Dude, you're saying get to the news. I'm killing you. I'm trying to get to the news. I got to read you guys, though, right? We're a community, so I got to interact with the community, right? What else do we have here? The Terracon logo, that was trademarked this week. I think it looks pretty cool, but I look at it and I immediately think, neat. But you know how the Autobot logo is like Prowl's face? You know how the Decepticon logo is Soundwave's face, right? That's what it's based on anyway, they say. I don't know if it's any truth to it, but that's what they say. I feel like the Terracon logo is obviously Prime Predaking, right? Like it's definitely based on Prime Predaking's face. Looks cool, but that's when I look at it, I see Prime Predaking. That's what I see. Symbiote Studios, they now have all three of the Seekers done as plushies, if that is your thing. We also saw images of how all of the different, I'll say weapons, accessories, whatever you want to call it, for all of the legacy stuff can go together in different configurations. And there was like a whole sheet of like different ways of doing it and stuff. That's the feature in legacy, is being able to connect all these things. I'm not doing any of them. I don't want any of them. There was a picture in particular after all these combinations of like a whole bunch of them put together and attached to that ball thing that goes around Bulkhead's hand. And like the whole combination was like taller than Bulkhead. And I'm like, okay, all right, I guess. By the way, somebody mentioned to me that apparently, might have been Caldeo. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, Caldeo, I apologize. That apparently someone heard that the Bulkhead mold was going to be remolded into some version of Optimus Prime. I haven't heard anything about that at all. I mean, I guess I could roughly see it. If anything, I feel like it would be Energon Optimus Prime. You might be able to get an Energon Optimus Prime out of it. Maybe. Any other version of Optimus Prime? I don't know, man. I don't see it. I don't see it. And the only news really that's left is going to be the stuff from today. So I'm going to check in with you guys. We'll do the stuff from today, and then we'll do the trivia, and then we'll do our little unpackaging here, and we'll see. And let's see. As I go up here a bit, I think he meant pipes, as in the maybe. I don't know. I don't know what happened to pipes. I don't know Overlord from the comics. I don't like IDW. I don't think it's a good company. I don't think they have good storytellers or writers or editors. I don't like their style. That's all. That's all. It's not for me. If it's for you, cool. I think it's good that the license is going somewhere else. Maybe a fresh start is what's needed. Pipes look like Ironhide to my cousin. Pipes look like Ironhide? Can't blame him since he was not a whole on G1. Okay, well, I guess I get it. I'm in Michigan, and on Monday driving down the road, the van temperature was 107 Fahrenheit. I have no idea what 107 is in Celsius. I don't know if that is that hot. We use Celsius, where 0 degrees is 0 degrees. I think in Fahrenheit, I think like freezing is 32 degrees or something. That's always weird to me. Metric system. What do you want? BBTS still has some of those in stock. It's basically pipes, the Huffer remold, but he's just a dead mashed pile on the ground with a space for Overlord's foot in it. What? I've never heard of this. That's weird, man. That's really weird. I wonder if GTA 5 Online will come back to PS3. I don't know, stuff coming back to PS3. I think Terracon logo reminds me of Unicron's face. Maybe. I could see that too, I guess. I saw Prime Predaking, but yeah, I guess with the horns and stuff too. I guess it could be Unicron. Maybe at some point, EC, there'll be a Sunstorm, but I haven't heard anything about a Sunstorm. I get them. I like a Sunstorm. Do them in the Siege mold. Love that thing. Red Skywarp Thundercracker, Prime, Optimus Prime, and Megatron. I don't know why you're saying Red Skywarp Thundercracker, Prime, Optimus Prime, and Megatron, but okay. Right across from Michigan here in Chicago. It's a pretty nice day compared to yesterday. I love hearing where you guys are from because it's all over the world, I find that great. What letter's at the beginning of Dennis's name? A, B, C, or D? Well, it's obviously B, right? I'm going to shut up now. I'm looking forward to the news. I missed the last 3 Thursdays. Supposed to... What? It was me, and supposedly... Oh, it was you. Okay, sorry, Chris. Prime... Supposedly, I don't see a Prime Optimus Prime. I don't see a Prime Beast Hunter's Optimus Prime in that bulkhead mold at all. I guess they could remold it. We'll have to wait and see. But time will tell, right? Time will tell. Get ready to see G.I. Joe this evening, if you know what I mean. No, I don't. I know G.I. Joe, but I don't know what you mean in terms of you're getting ready to go see G.I. Joe. Enjoy, I guess. Heard 2 different ideas about Legacy Bulkhead being remolded into Optimus. First is Beast Hunter Prime. Second is Rise of the Beast Prime. I can't see either. Honestly, I don't see it. Siege Sunstorm, I'm waiting. I'm... What? Sola? Okay. I would have to have Twincast. I have Sound Blaster. Okay. South Los Angeles. I knew that you were in California. I didn't know exactly where in California. I absolutely love Sunstorm, especially his role in Dreamwave as an extremely powerful clone gone rogue. Again, it's comics. I don't think Transformers work in comics. Part of the fun is seeing them convert between modes. And even going back to Marvel, I don't know. It never worked for me. That's all. I was a comics collector. I'm a Transformers collector, but we talked about this a bunch of times. It's just not for me. I would take more than swapping heads for sure. Yeah, it would take more than swapping heads. Idea for you to get Sunstorm for Earthrise. I don't know what BPS is. Hey, L Blitzwing. We want animated Megatron update because helicopter mode looks much better in tank today. I like the animated Megatron. I'd be cool for that. About 42. Oh yeah, you can keep that. I wouldn't be able to survive. I can't. I don't. 22, 23 degrees is far too hot for me. I like 18, 19. Like I don't know. I'm cold blooded, I guess. Is anybody surprised that I'm cold blooded? We've seen two alt modes for Rise of the Beast Prime. One is the traditional cab over, the other is a huge APC looking thing. Legacy Bulkhead is almost a shoe-in for the latter. I have not seen, I don't know what an APC thing is, but I have not seen any truck mode for that Optimus, so I don't know. I agree, Blitzwing. Bright Plastic Syndrome, maybe. The Legacy Velocitron Cosmos with the flag looks very adorable. At least I'm honest. Yeah, well, I am, but a lot of people don't like that. I've been to a lot of people out of shape. Like if I was, like I know I'm gonna let you behind the curtain for a minute. So I'm after saying like I tend not to watch people that are sponsored because what's the point? You're giving me a commercial, not a review. I've been offered a couple of sponsorships, turned them down because they haven't been the right fit, not for me, and I don't want to give up my integrity for a sponsorship. And I'm not someone who comes out and automatically likes everything and gives everything the benefit of the doubt and gives every company benefit of the doubt because that's not being critical. That's not a review, right? So like, though I bend people out of shape, at least I'm honest and you can take it to the bank. I value that integrity. I really value that integrity, even though it bends people out of shape. But at least whatever I say to you, like, man, you can say at least he's a straight shooter, right? Not saying you agree, but at least he's a straight shooter. Completely forgot about the G.I. Joe movie playing for the anniversary tonight. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm assuming that it's much like the Transformers movie. They're in some theaters in the U.S. They're replaying the G.I. Joe movie again. Like that doesn't really happen here. So we have one theater. It used to happen at the other theater, but they closed that one down. So it doesn't really happen here. We like cranky, honest Dennis. Okay, now for the most important part of the news, and then I gotta get out of here. So the live stream today, you guys have been real chatty tonight. The live stream today. So they talked about some VR experience at some place called Dave and Buster's. I don't know what that is. We don't have it here. I assume it's a fairground or I don't know what it is. A theme park. I don't know what it is, but some VR experience going to Dave and Buster's. The cosplay ducks that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, they were sort of showing. They're cute. I think the Megatron is better than the Optimus. What else do we have? They showed off the Lego Optimus Prime we've seen. For Velocitron, they're being packaged in alt mode because they had apparently problems with some of the accessories falling out. I think they mean stolen, but okay, we'll say falling out. I don't know if they think that packing them in vehicle mode is going to help or not. A lot of people have called for packaging in vehicle mode for a long time. I don't like it. I didn't like it before. I don't want it now. I'm not leaving them in like nothing I can have here except Unicron and Primus. Nothing is in alt mode. It's all in bot mode. So if the car or the truck or whatever looks great and the bot looks like hot garbage, then that's a disappointment. I don't know. I never liked it before. I don't like it now. What else do we have here? So they rolled out the IDW blur. I talked about it last week. I'm not a fan of it. I feel like the 86 blur mold is really trying to shoehorn the IDW blur into it. I don't feel like it fits the best for it, but what do I know? I'm not into the comics. Burnout. I don't know anything about Burnout. I think Burnout is one of those like Diaclone characters that got a Transformers name. I know it's a motorcycle. It's the RC mold. That's what I'll probably get if I see it just to have the mold, because I'm not against Burnout. It's just I know nothing about her. Not a thing other than she's a... Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. Road Rocket is the motorcycle. I apologize. Road Rocket is the motorcycle. I'll be in for Road Rocket. Burnout is the Skids recolor with the cross-cut head. Basically, kind of a black recolor with some extra accents, some nice accents, and a head that looks like cross-cut. So I'm probably in for her. I like the Skids mold, so I'm probably in for her and Road Rocket. I'm not tied to them. If I see them, I'll get them. If I don't see them, I'm not going to lose sleep. That's what I'm to with those. Then we have What else? Clampdown. I'll get Clampdown if I see it. I like the Earth mode, vehicle mode for Sideswipe and Red Alert. So I'm cool with the Clampdown being that. The Holler, again, like, I don't know if I need it. If I see it, maybe. But, like, here's the thing. If they're going to charge $47.99 for it, then I'm not getting it because that's not what I paid for the Earthrise grapple, right? So why am I paying you about $10 more for that same guy in green? Sorry, I don't see the logic. Where's my extra $10 in value? So I'll have to wait and see. Override. Here's the thing. I've said that I'm not sure, man, if she's a Voyager, but honestly, with the images I saw today and the comparisons I saw today, she might be a Voyager. She might be a big car. She might actually be a Voyager. I don't know if I'm going to get her because I don't care about the character and I don't really know anything about it. It's a Unicron trilogy thing, right? I don't know. We'll see. I'm not in for the Scourge, though. I like him. I don't need the mold, really. I reviewed it. I'm cool with it. The Cosmos that everybody's all excited about. I like the Generations one, to be honest with you, or the Titans Return. I know it was stylized, but like he looked good and he was really functional. I don't get the whole thing with the flag or the point of that. I think I would like Cosmos more if A, this wasn't another example of trying to pass off a mini bot as a deluxe, and B, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but the paint on his arms seems to be a nice, deep, dark, rich, robust yellow. And then his waist and legs is like a washed out pale yellow, like on Sunstreaker. The yellows don't match, and I find it real jarring. I'm not sure about Cosmos. I'll have to wait and see. But the images that were shown today did not make him look good at all. He looks like Oscar the Grouch in a trash pail, which I mean, I get. That's the way he is. He's a tubby little lad. But then I noticed the yellow and I found it really jarring, man. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. Dave and Buster's is an arcade place. Okay, never heard of it. So legit Lego Optimus is not worth 170. Well, he doesn't have knees. That was a killer for me. Restaurant arcade. Okay, there you go. Restaurant arcade. Like Chuck E. Cheese. We don't have that here either. What's that? I don't know what that is either. I was only originally okay, so I got to go up now and see what you guys say because that's my take on it. And I know you guys are saying it here, right? And I'm going to fly through this because I got to get out of here, to be honest with you. Honestly, a lost art. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Restaurant with games inside. All right. Dave & Buster's is a arcade. Blah blah blah. I'm going to go down here. Thank you for filling me in on what that is, guys, because I certainly didn't know. It's just not something we have here. An upscale Chuck E. Cheese, so to say. Yeah, we don't have that here either. Let's see. As we go down. Okay, so Anthony says originally he was just going to get Cosmos and Holler. I'm not even sold on either of them. After the stream, I decided that I will also get Minerva, Slicer, and Clampdown. Well, see, now, Slicer. Let's talk about Slicer. Great, wonderful. Can't get him because he's Pulse, and that doesn't come here. So I literally can't get it. I don't even look at it because what's the point? Like, I don't like this. I don't like this business of limiting stuff. You're leaving money on the table. You're leaving sales on the table, and you're making it hard for people to get. I saw it, and I was like, so what? I can't get it. What a shame. That stinks. I would get the fast track. I would get the Slicer, but I physically can't. So too bad for me, I guess. I don't like that. John's Incredible Pizza. Okay. They need to change the name of Pulse Live to Hasbro Repaints Live. They need to get rid of Pulse. You need to close it. You need to stop it. It's a terrible thing. Your manufacturer, stop trying to be a retailer. You're not good at it. You're you're exceptionally bad at retail. They're so bad. HasLab is a bad concept. Pulse is a bad concept that should be abandoned. The person who done it should be fired. It's hemorrhaging money and servicing a very small segment of the market, and you don't even have the sense to get contracts with multiple shipping options. You go automatically with the most expensive and unreliable, which is FedEx. Newsflash, FedEx ain't a great company. I don't care what Cosmos looks like. Okay, well, right away, this is going to be a rough comment. I don't care what Cosmos looks like. Has we been waiting for so long for a proper Cosmos figure this since his generation's legend scale? Yeah, and the generation still stands up. We don't need a new Cosmos. Our pizza tastes like cardboard. That doesn't sound like a good place. Well, it's sad that Hasbro is doing that, but you have friends and special. I do have friends, but I feel bad always calling on people to have to order stuff for me. Like, why would people excuse Hasbro when you got to source stuff through other people like that? That's not good business. You know, like it's just it's rough, you know. Man, oh man, so many. So many. I really could have used Starscream Wife moderating this time, because this is like the most moderating I've had to do. I'll be in for Cosmos if I could actually find it, but with one per case and just Walmart, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to fight for it anymore. You didn't ask your friends to get you that legacy ball. That's true. I didn't ask for legacy bulkhead. That's true, Caldeo. You bring up a very good point. I'm a very lucky man to be surrounded with such wonderful people. You're right. We also saw the red Optimus Prime and Megatron. I guess they're fine. They don't transform. And the Thundercracker, which is like the Starscream. If you like that, then you'll probably like this. That's it for the news. Let's do the trivia and the opening and get out of here. This is longer, but I had so much moderating to do. Knocking down the bots as fast as I can. It's nippers around here. Nippers. That's like flies. It's a common expression here for that. Okay, so easy. Well, and just wait, GotBot. You've got 4 more record bulkheads on the way. Right? The trivia. Peter Cullen has said that Optimus Prime's voice was based on and inspired by his brother. And who else? What famous celebrity was the voice of Optimus Prime based on Peter Cullen's brother and Paul Newman? That's A. John Wayne? That's B. Rock Hudson? That's C. Or Johnny Cash? D. Who was one of the inspirations? Was it Paul Newman, John Wayne, Rock Hudson, or Johnny Cash? A, B, C, or D? Let's see. We got John Wayne. We got B. Love the Scourge Wheeljack. B. His brother, John Wayne, I think. Yeah, it was John Wayne. You guys got it. Now for what's in this her package, courtesy of Grimlock Gone, and then I'm going to be gone. And there's a couple of tiny things there. I said tiny on packaging for a reason. Yeah, you guys got it. It's Beast. John Wayne, you guys are so smart. And this is a little bit wild, honestly. A little bit wild. There's 2 things in here that honestly I think will make production of Season 3 and Season 4 of Universal Collision easier. The first is... this is pretty cool. This is kind of wild. Kind of neat, kind of wild. The first is this set. I like this set. And it's the... they're all die-cast. There's a lot of heft to this. And we have Optimus, Bumblebee, Hot Rod, Cliff Jumper, Sideswipe, Sunstreaker, Prowl, Jazz, Wheeljack, RC, Ironhide, Ultra Magnus. Then we have all 3 of the Seekers, Megatron, Shockwave, and Soundwave. 100% die cast. I'm excited for this. No, unfortunately, they don't move, but they'll be able to help with certain scenes, especially when we get to the Titans. And then this is a kind of wild as well. And he told me about it, and they're sealed in this, but I got to open it. I gotta release this. I've never seen this, though. I'm sure some of you guys have. And it's their action figures, I guess, and like limited movement, little bit of movement, but they're tiny, itty bitty Starscream. Tiny. Yeah, you guys got it with the John Wayne, by the way, guys. Tiny, but he can actually move a little bit, as well as Bumblebee. They're decently painted. The review for these is going to be brutal because you got to get in so close with the camera, right? And Optimus Prime. This is wild. So a very tiny unboxing, but a very wild, interesting unboxing. Itty bitty bots. Yeah, itty bitty bots. Saw those at Target. See you again. Man, I miss Target all the time. We used to have it here. We lost it. I loved it. I'd give up all 4 of our Walmarts for just 1 Target. Okay, ladies, gentlemen, those smallest figures are cool. They are. I appreciate you guys coming by. I appreciate my wife being patient. I've been here a long time. Next week will be on Wednesday. It'll be the anniversary show of 3 years. The following day, Thursday, which would normally be when we have our show, is our wedding anniversary. Fun fact, last year or in 2019, before we got married, the first live show was just before our wedding. And then Friday here is Canada Day. So it's going to be Canada Day weekend. So to anybody here who's Canadian, happy Canada Day weekend. I'll say it again next week. Also, I'll say it next week for those that live in the U.S. It'll be, of course, heading into your 4th of July weekend as well. So next week will be Wednesday. It'll be a different night. Spread the word. We'll get here. We'll have some fun. We'll see what's around. And yeah, hopefully we'll have a good time. Thank you for coming by. Give me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through Spring. Or, of course, hit the join button right here on YouTube. Become a channel member, baby. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun, and that somehow, some way, each and every single day, you right there, you do make a difference. And I look forward, baby, to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, except next week, which is going to be Wednesday night, at the stop motion premieres, which hopefully will start coming again pretty soon. And of course, the old-fashioned way, inside the videos.